Right, so enough has changed in the room now that it's probably time to do another room tour. So this is the place where I do everything, basically. All of the recording, all of the repairing and everything in the nerd haven. So, yeah, let's step inside. So obviously the lights are quite new. They're colour changeable as well. They're interesting little lights. They come with this remote control, which lets you change things. So if I go underneath here, I can change this top one to red like that, or the bottom one is also over here, so that can be purple like that. There you go. So yeah, they're kind of nice. They're fairly cheap as well from Amazon, so they've really set the room up. In terms of what's in here, so if we go to this one here, this is still the Atari 7800, though it's kind of barricaded behind games. I need to sort that out. I need more storage for games. You can see the shelves up here are absolutely full, and I'm having to double stack, which I don't like doing, obviously. So yeah, pride of place with my PC Engine and my Super Cassette Vision collection. Probably two of my favourite machines. So yeah, it's gonna require a lot more shelving before we can get all this stuff properly displayed. The next one, it used to be the XI, but I got rid of that. So now it is literally just more Atari 2600 games and Saturn games. Again, low storage. And the bottom there is of course the Coleco, which isn't actually plumbed into the rest of the units yet. It's just there for storage. I'm still working on a decent power supply for it, rather than the original one. Right, and across, ignoring this bit here, over here, yeah, the Vectrex has been, I think, since the beginning. I don't think it's ever left, because it's an amazing machine, so it doesn't. It's got a nifty little dust cover on it, though. My Auric Atmos, that's a fairly new one. It's kind of temporarily up here until I can find a better storage area for it. Various chargers and what have you. My one and only CRT, which I just use for light gun games. A DVD recorder, which is really, really good for getting RF games working, RF only machines working, and getting them into my recording setup. And underneath that is a Nuon machine. It's a Samsung Nuon machine, so any of the Nuon videos, they will be made off of that. And then we're down to the first of the proper units. So these are the units that are actually plumbed into my system, which I'll explain in a second. At the top, we've got the Atari Jaguar. It's actually got the Retro HQ Jaguar game drive in it at the moment, so the actual CD unit is to one side. Then we have our Gold Star 3DO, and right at the bottom, the original Xbox. Yeah, some of those games are in there as well, again, because there's just not enough space. In the corner, it's another really storage area, but the Intellivision is there. I need to get a decent composite solution for that. The games at the bottom, these are a mixture of Intellivision ones, and at the back 7800 games, and you can see there's an Xbox 360 stuffed away in the corner too. Again, the next unit is an actual properly plumbed in unit. So at the top we've got the SG-1000 Mark III, the lovely Sam Coupe, and the probably even lovelier FM Towns Mighty Model 2. The blue light doesn't really do it justice, but it's still it's a lovely little machine. Yeah, so just move this chair. The next set, so yeah, on the top there we've got the Thompson TR8. That's because I'm still working on that at the moment. It has some issues I need to sort out. It's going to be a lot of recapping and lots of fixing of dry solder joints on that one, but it will be working properly soon. Hopefully I'll better get that external floppy drive working, and I'll probably replace it with a Gotek then. Then we've got a good old NES that's plumbed in, a PS2 and a Super Nintendo. I guess you would call those some of the mundane machines. Obviously still great. Then the corner we have our Sharp Twin, which is our it's our Famicom solution. And then we have our PC Engine solution, which is a Turbo Duo. And underneath that we have the Neo Geo CD, which I don't know if I'm going to keep that out. I've got a Neo Geo AES which I probably play on more, but it's still a lovely machine. So that's why it's survived this long. So the next one, I guess we've got some slightly more mundane machines as well. The original Sony Playstation, obviously, is a lovely machine, one of my favourites. Dreamcast, also an amazing machine. Again, several accessories in front of it, which I need to get out. I really want the machine to be foremost. And then we have a whole area of GameCubes. So there's 3 separate GameCubes there, 2 Japanese and 1 English PAL unit. Now we have, the Apple Bandai Pippin. Again, I'm not sure I'll be keeping that out. It's not really got much going for it. I like the machine as it is, but there's not a great reason for keeping it out. Then there's the Sega Saturn, which is astonishing. That's the one I've done all my satiator videos on. And it's a lovely machine. And then the CD TV, which again is not a machine I use very much, but it will probably stay there just because I just like it. I like the idea of owning one, and I like it being there. Yeah, I'm using an Atari joystick on that. In the next column, we have the CDI. That's a 450. Again, that'll probably stay there, even though it's not a great game machine, really. When you think about it, there are some nice games for it, but not that many. But it'll probably still stay there because I like it. Exactly the same thing for the CD32, although now you can get lots of converted Amiga games for it. It is a lot better to own and use. And the Neo Geo AES, which will never ever leave. It's one of my favourite machines. It's a wonderful machine, and that was one of the best bargains I ever got in my collection. So, let's moving to the top now. So starting at the left there, we can see, well, apart from my PC, that's what I use for streaming, we can see the N64 and N64DD. Might not be many games on the DD, but it'll stay there anyway, just because the N64's there. Then we have my Tower of Power, the Mega CD, Mega Drive, and 32X. That will, again, always be around. It's too big to fit in a shelf with a cartridge in, so it will always stay on top. And now we have our kind of newly cleaned up section of computers. So there was the Russian Spectrum Delta C there to begin with, but now that's been replaced by the Wavy 23, which is my MSX2 machine. The Hitachi MBH50, which is my MSX1 machine. Oh, at the back of that as well, the Amstrad Notepad NC100 is in that little case. It does kind of work. It's not great though. I need to do some fixing on that. And on the back there we have the NEC PC8201, the Acorn Electron, the Mattel Aquarius, which I do love owning. Commodore 64C, which is, it was Commodore's a lovely machine to own, but I would prefer a bread bin, I'll be honest, just because it's got more of a memory for me from my childhood, but that's still another nice one to own. And, the rather put upon Amiga A500, the reason why it has stuff stacked on it is because that case is not a good case. It's snapped in places, it's discoloured, and it's an A500 Plus case, and it's actually just an A500 inside it. So, and that's the repair area. I've been doing a lot of work on cleaning that area up. There's still a lot more to do though. And that's the last machine from the last video I made before this one, which is a repair video. And on the shelves up here, these took a long time to sort out, these shelves, because the walls in this house are not great for holding up heavy things. But anyway, they're done now. They've lasted a while, so I figure they're going to last forever. That's my Amstrad collection. So that's my 6128 and my 464. There's another 464 around somewhere. A nice big Spectrum collection. That's not all of them. There's a whole bunch down on the repair pile. The Plus 3, the 128K, and the bog standard 48K Spectrum. And on top, which is probably just... Oh no, my assistant can just about reach up there, is the Atari 800XL, which is the previous machine I fixed. So, didn't video that one though. But it's a working Atari 800XL, which is good to own. And various things. Like you see underneath there, that's the repair pile, which is big. It's a big repair pile. There's a lot of work to do on that stuff. But we are, it's starting to move now. At least now we've got the, well, I won't say will we fixed it or not, but the video will be coming out next weekend. So, from when I record this, right? And and that's everything. Obviously, is very tidy now. There are, there's no untidy parts anymore. So, everything is tidy. Okay, not everything is tidy. So, the cupboard. The cupboard is a problem. The cupboard is obviously it's an overflow area, but it's not things necessarily that I don't want to put out. I would love to put all of this stuff out, of course I would, but it's just stuff that I don't have room for, or I've got duplicates. There's several twin Famicoms. There's no point having more than one of those out, and I've got the one I prefer already out. These machines are various. There's a competition prize there. That's the Loopy that's being given away at the end of this Roast 2000 contest. It's nice and safe there. It's kind of jammed in. That keep it safe. I've got various PC engines and tape players, and these are for a future video. Well, a lot of this is for a future video, actually. There's all kinds of things, like game.com and everything. There's underneath. It looks nasty, but it's got some stuff protecting it. It's fine. It's all fine. Don't worry. So this is all stuff that I do need to sort out. I intend to put some shelving in here. However, I do that just so I can get stuff better organised. But of course, I can't risk losing loads of room because that's full. And the same goes for up here. This is also full of stuff. Although my cassette vision collection there, which I adore immensely, but there's also all sorts of stuff there as well, and different machines from the other side as well. Don't worry about that. That's fine. It's all good. There's joysticks, lots of joysticks. A Denshin Go, children's train driving game there. Lots of Casio stuff, a PC FX, of course, and so this is another not entirely tidy area, which is my kind of cupboards of other stuff. And so there's all sorts of bits here. There's lots of box games up there. There's some Microvision games, floppy disks for the Apple IIc, which is in a completely different location to this one. So there's lots of stuff that isn't even in this room, which should be in this room. Another PlayStation. I've got so many PlayStations. This is just another one. The PSX in the back. There's a Saturn here. Super Famicom mice. The mighty Chilita Ballistics is having a rest in there for now. It's a Virtual Boy controller, spare one. And so this is the cupboard of handhelds. I think it's going to be hard to see because it's quite dark in there, but most of the handheld stuff is here, and a few other bits, obviously, because you can't just put one thing in one place in this room. But there's lots of handheld stuff like Lynx games and lots of Wonderswan stuff, and PC Engine unboxed games are in there because I've got tons of those as well. There's a Nomad on top. It's all safe. It is all safe. It may not look entirely like it's safe, but it is. Anyway, that's the room. It's getting there. I've done a huge amount of work on tidying this room up recently. The lights obviously are new. This is the third time I've tried to get lights working, and I'm being told to do stuff by my camera person. Oh, party mode. Is that what you want? You want party mode? There you go. To do the third one is over here because I've staggered the power supplies. There we go. The lights are new. I like them. This is the third time I tried to get them right because using various solutions which just weren't working out. These ones worked first time, which is great. No real messing around with them. A little bit of splicing to get them to actually reach around the whole room because it's a big room with lots of stuff in it. But you can see, don't know if we've done this before. This is actually the other door from the cupboard. I needed more more desk space. So I took the door off the cupboard and just laid it across to give myself more space so I could fit in my desk power supply and stuff. Yeah, it's, there are some things that could be done better. Absolutely. But yeah, that's the room. This is it, and this is where everything is being done. There's so much stuff that I need to cover. As you've probably seen so many things left to cover, and and we will cover it all before we finish, so that's good. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like the video, please hit like. If you really like the video, please hit subscribe. If you didn't like the video or you have something else to say, then please leave it in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the bell icon thing, because you can't just subscribe to someone and get told about new videos. You now have to also say you want to be reminded and things like that. Yeah, see you next time.